Namaskar, you are watching me on NCERT's official events channel, and today we bring you the special live interactive session with our experts, and we have so many dignitaries across India. मैं आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। बहुत सारे टीचर्स हैं, बहुत सारे कंटेंट डेवलपर्स हैं, बहुत सारे academicians हैं, आप सबका यहाँ अभिनंदन। Topic of today's session is e-content development, script to screen, and copyright issues in development of e-contents for केंद्रीय विद्यालय संगठन teachers, KVS teachers. तो I'm sure आप सब हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. Would like to begin this session with the message of G20. We are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in 2023. A nation deeply committed to the democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in the history as it seeks to play an important role by finding the pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of all. And in doing so, manifest the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. So with this positive message, would like to begin this session. You can also send your queries, your comments, your suggestions, your questions, or if you have any doubt, you may call us on 8800440559. This would be the live interactive session with our experts. We have two panelists today in this session. So I would like to invite on screen Dr. Nidhi Singh. She is the academic consultant in CIET and CERT. Dr. Nidhi, namaskar and a very warm welcome in the session. And also we have Dr. Yash Paul Sharma. He is the assistant professor in Central University of Kerala. Dr. Sharma, namaskar and a very warm welcome in the session.
Namaskar Rahul ji and namaskar all. Thank you.
So with these two panelists, we would like to begin, and I'm very happy to host this session as the entire India is connected with us on this online platform. And we know the value of e-content because we have seen such unprecedented situation of COVID in which our teachers, did really a commendable job, and they have done wonders, and the entire world was, the spectator कि हमने वो कैसे किया. लेकिन उसको और ज़्यादा बेहतर बनाने के लिए, उसको और ज़्यादा ग्लोरीफाई करने के लिए, उसको और ज़्यादा क्वालिटी देने के लिए हमारे जो एकेडमिशियंस हैं वो अभी भी निरंतर अपने प्रयास कर रहे हैं, और उनसे सीख लेना, उनसे जान लेना, उनके तजुर्बे से अपने आप को बेहतर बना लेना, मुझे लगता है एक बेहतर हमारे लिए एक विकल्प होगा, उम्मीद होगी. इन सब बातों को आत्मसात करने के लिए आज का हमारा ये सेशन हम आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं. सो आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट ऑन स्क्रीन डॉक्टर यश पॉल शर्मा. सर, अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम अगेन. और मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूँगा कि आज के सेशन में क्या खास होने वाला है हमारे लिए, और जो सभी टीचर्स हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, स्पेशली फॉर देम दोज हु आर द कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स, स्पेशली ई कंटेंट.
Thank you, Rahul ji. Thank you. And once again, my sincere namaskar to all the teacher fraternity and my friends joining this discussion. So definitely, as the title of the today's discussion is script to screen. So we are discussing that how you are developing the script, and apart from that, the content that you are going to use, any media we can say, whether it's images, video, animations. So if you're taking anything from the internet or from other third-party resources, so definitely the copyright issues are there. But as far as education content is concerned, we have other way forward. So we will be discussing the copyright issues that you might be encountering by development of the content. And if you are taking something from the internet, then what are the other provisions that help you to take that content, and what is the way forward?
Okay. So I would request you to please start your presentations and your discussion with the entire, educational fraternity, those who have joined us.
So thank you, Rahul ji. So let
Please.
me share my screen.
Okay. So teachers, I request you all to be ready with your suggestions and be ready with your comments and especially your questions. क्योंकि जब तक प्रश्नावली नहीं होगी तो मुझे लगता है कि इंटरेक्शन बेहतर नहीं हो पाएगा. आप सब मुझसे बेहतर जानते होंगे. आप सबसे निवेदन है कि अपने अपने प्रश्न तैयार रखिएगा. दो हमारे साथ आज जो पैनलिस्ट हैं वो आपके प्रश्नों के यथासंभव उत्तर देने का प्रयास करेंगे. So sir, shall we begin?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. So
please.
are you able to see my screen? Please fetch my screen.
Okay.
It must be coming from the other feed.
Okay, please. I think team is doing the same thing, and presentation will be on screen for all the spectators, all the joinees of this session. This is the program, a special program organized by CIET, NCERT, and you are watching us on NCERT's Events official YouTube channel.
Okay, so as I'm discussing that we are dealing with the copyright issues today. So we are taking a large number of content, and even we are sharing large number of content every day in our daily life, whether it's through WhatsApp or other social media platform. So we don't bother from where this content is coming and where it is going. Okay, but as far as our professional duties are concerned, if we are developing some content for our organization or some other purpose, so definitely then copyright issues will prevail. For individual person, it's also prevail at that time. But say for example, if I have created one, say for example, one graphic I have created, and a large number of people sharing that graphic on the internet through WhatsApp or other medium, so to whom I have to sue. Okay, so for that purpose, it's very difficult for me to track down the individual who are dealing with all this sharing their graphics without my permission.
Okay.
But if someone from institution is developing some content and using that graphics without or using that any animation which is developed by me without my consent, so definitely it is very easy for me to deal with that, because it's very easy for me to sue the organization and the individual involved. So that maybe in the coming future that hampers your professional development. Uh, in a few times back also we have some although scattered cases in the country, but definitely as we are growing in the digital world, so in the next, and also the artificial intelligence, so it may be in the next coming years we have more problem regarding all these issues to find out the content, whether that copyright content has been issued. So Rahulji, it is my screen is available.
Let me check with the technical team. I think. Okay. Yes. Yes, sir. We can see your presentation.
Okay, so the copyright issues that we have, first let's go to the copyright, what copyright says actually. Okay, so for example, if I have developed that content, then it gives me the right that uh, it's just wait. Okay, so the right to reproduce the work, that the content belongs to me and I have that right to reproduce the work, and then to prepare the derivative of the work, that this is my content, I can copy and paste the content wherever I want. If I have created some graphics, it's my own graphics and my copyrighted, I can share that graphic anywhere, and I have the right to distribute the copies also. I can distribute that copies also. And if someone use that one, so then I have some provision as per the law. So as per the one convention, I have the right to claim the authorship of the content, that this content belongs to me, and I have the right to claim that one. The right to object to any distortion, mutilation, or modification of the work. Okay, that work belongs to me. And if someone has distorted that work, mutilated that work, or has made some modification, so I have the right to object as per the law. And also I have the right to object to any derogatory action that may damage the author's reputation, honor. So for example, if someone has degraded that work, then I have the right to sue that person as per the Copyright Act. And this almost these all things is available in almost all Copyright Act among different countries, because every country have their own Copyright Act. Okay, so then uh, the important thing is basically what is uh, for how much time the copyright belongs to one person. So it's basically depends upon that after the death. So for example, if it is my copyright, I have written something, and if it is my copyright, after my death, it's a 60 more years if I had transferred that copyright to my family or someone, to my relatives. So then it is available with them for the next 60 years. This is almost for all type of work that we have in India, whether it's a literary work or it's a media work. So mostly the 60-year author, 60 year after the death of the creator of that content. So then copyright says that all right reserved. Okay. So as far as education content is concerned, so it is believed that we should have something else apart from the copyright. Say, for example, if everything is protected under the law, then the most of the people, they are not able to use. If we wanted to use it, then definitely we require the permission from the original creator of the content. But there is something called the copy left, which says that some right reserved. Copyright says that all right reserved, and copy left says some right reserved, but under certain conditions. So what are these conditions? Attribution. So the first condition is the attribution, which simply is that it's just like the referencing that we are giving in the research articles. So you basically need to give the attribution. Okay. So attribution means that, say for example, if you are taking any image from the internet. So Rahulji,
Ji.
because I'm rendering one thing, and I'm one thing, I think the other slide is coming from your side. So let me know which slide you are able to see so that I can stick to that one.
Okay. I think we need to know from the audience, because I have received 2-3 comments in which people says that they are not
Because
able to
currently
see.
there are two slides. What is on attribution and other is on copyright. Okay, so please stick over there. Okay, so now I will use this one so that we can run parallelly. Otherwise, it look like that I am speaking something else and they are able to see something else. Okay, so anyway, so now the first condition is the attribution. Attribution mean you need to give the attribution that this content belongs to that person. And as far as this online content is concerned, say for example, you find out some image from the copyleft on the internet, okay, and you want to use that image. So now you need to give the direct URL of that image. We'll also have some hands-on, so at that I will show you that how you can attribute one's work. Okay, but the attribution is you actually need to give the original um, attribution to the original creator of the content, and a direct link must be taken from that website from where you have taken that image, and it should be pasted along with the image. But sometimes, say for example, in science also, in social sciences also, we are taking large number of images from the internet, even for a single video. So in that case, say for example, the images are coming from the same portal. So then at the end, you can acknowledge that these many graphics has been taken from this portal. So attribution is must. In copy left licenses, attribution is must. So the second condition is the non-commercial. Okay, so please flip the slide. So second is the non-commercial, which says that you only use this content for non-commercial purpose. Rahul, if you please flip that slide also. Okay, so it's a non-commercial. So for example, if you are taking that content, it means you are not able to upload that content anywhere where some monetization purpose is there, or you cannot monetize that content. So this is the non-commercial use. It may be, because we will also compile these conditions and make some licenses. So the third condition is no derivative, that you cannot derive anything out of it. Okay, so first we have the attribution, which is must. Then we have the non-commercial, and the third one is the non-derivative or no derivative. Yet you cannot derive anything out of it. You cannot translate, you cannot modify, you cannot adopt. You have to use that as such. Okay, so this is the attribution. Then the fourth condition that we have, this is the share alike. This might be the condition. It says that if you are going to use this content, then whatever will be the outcome of that content, you actually release that content under the similar license. Okay, so these are the four conditions that we have. The first condition is the attribution. The second condition is the non-commercial, and the third condition is no derivative, and the fourth condition is share alike condition. So if we compile all these four conditions, we have 6 type of licenses that we call the Creative Commons licenses. So copyright, first we discuss the copyright, which says that all right reserved. If you wanted to use this content, you need to take the proper permission of the original creator of the content. But we have the copy left licenses that we call the Creative Commons licenses, which are basically the permissions. You don't need to ask to anyone that whether I use this content or not. You use that content as per the different licenses that we have. So these are basically the conditions. So if you see the first condition, the first license is the attribution license. Okay, so this Creative Commons is the that organizations that maintains the metadata relevant to these licenses, because in most of the cases we are using the online content, and as far as this CC, even you can give the CC license to the hard copy also, doesn't matter. Okay, because this is just like the copyright, it is equally valid in India also. Okay, but if you see this content, the metadata we are saying, because the metadata can only be maintained in the internet, because this is available online, so they maintain the metadata accordingly. So for example, when you are searching something in the Google, say for example you are searching the NCRT, okay, you need to find out some images from the NCRT. So if you make that filters and you find the content from Creative Commons, so definitely it is a metadata that will fetch that content. Okay, so then this is the organization that maintains the metadata. So the first license is the attribution license, which says that you have the permission to download the content, to modify the content, to edit the content, even to monetize the content. But you have to give the attribution that this license, uh, uh, that this content belongs to that particular author, and you have to give the attribution. If you are using that image, then the direct link of the image should be given over there. Then we have the second license that we call the non-commercial attribution license. Okay, so it simply says that you have the permission. If the content is available under this license, it's the permission that you have the permission to download the content, to modify the content, but you cannot monetize it. You cannot use that content somewhere where monetization happen. You cannot make money out of it. Otherwise, you can use the content for all other purposes. Then the third condition is non-commercial, non-derivative, which says that you have the liberty to download the content, to adapt the content, but you cannot modify the content. It's a non-derivative. You cannot derive anything out of the content. And it's a non-commercial also, that you cannot make money out of it. You just download the content, share and reshare this one. You cannot also translate the content. Okay. So if you say NCRT textbook, you find it on the internet on our website. You have the liberty to download, but you cannot modify, you cannot sell that, you cannot publish it, you cannot translate, you cannot drive anything out of it. So it's a similarly available under this license. It's a non-commercial, non-derivative. Then we have the fourth license, which is a non-commercial but share alike, which gives you the liberty that you can download the content, okay, and then you can modify the content, you can tweak upon, you can translate, but whatever will be the outcome of using that content, that should be released under a similar license, which is called share alike. Okay, so this is the condition. So for example, you are using 10 images to make a video, and if these images are available under share alike license, non-commercial license, so then when you make that video should need to be released under similar license, which is should be share alike license. So this is non-commercial, non-share license. Then we have the fifth license, which is a attribution non-derivative license. Okay, so basically, so it gives you download the content, but you cannot modify, you cannot translate, you cannot tweak upon it, but you have to give the attribution, but you may monetize this one because it doesn't say anything about the non-commercial, it is non-derivative content. Then the sorry, last license that we have is a share alike license, which says that you have the liberty that this content is available. You can download that content, you can modify that content, and even you can sell that content. Doesn't say about non-commercial anything like this one, but whatever will be the outcome of using that content should be released under share alike license. And as per UNESCO definition, all the open educational resources are basically being released under this license, which is called the share alike license, or you can say attribution share alike license. So why they use this license? Because it has that power to expand further. So for example, you must have seen that Arvind Gupta's toys from trash videos. So if you go to his website, you will find out that he has released that videos under this CC share alike license, or attribution share alike license. So the people adapt that videos and translated into different languages, like CIT adopt that videos and translated as many as 6 to 7 languages, and again translated that video, again uploaded that video on different portals of NCRT and other under this license, share alike license. Now, the Arvind Gupta's videos are available in not just in English, but in 6 or 7 languages. So if he has copyrighted all this content, so then it should be available only in English. And not as much people will be able to use that videos because it is copyrighted. But he released that video, he write it on website that these videos are available under CC BY SA. So it means he gives that permission that you have the liberty to download the video, to edit that video, to cut that video, to use any chunk out of that video, to translate that video, to modify that video. But if you do that, you also need to release that video under the similar license. Now, for example, if CIT has converted that video, translated that video from English to Hindi, now you can pick that video and translate it into your own language. That might be Telugu, Kannada, or somewhere else. You will again uploading that video, and someone can also download that video, because you have to permission to upload it under share alike license, so that other people can also tweak upon that video as per their own need. So हिंदी में कहें तो आपका जो resources है वो और बेहतर होता जाता है, लेकिन आप उसमें कुछ भी नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन नाम आपका होता है. Still that video belongs to Arvind Gupta. Okay. So that's why we have this share alike license. And CIT's content is also mostly available under this licenses, apart from the textbook that we have.
Okay.
Then we have this is the copyright, and there is something that we call the public domain, which is not basically the license. After please flip one more slide. Okay, these are the 6 licenses. Please flip this slide. This one is please flip this one slide. So this is a public domain. Yeah, this one. So this is the public domain. I have crossed that that this is not basically the license, but it is a condition where the copyright has expired. Okay, I said that the copyrights is up to the death of the author after 60 years after the death of the who have created that content. And what happens after that 60 years? Because the copyright will not be renewed. Okay, so it is the public property. Know that content is available under public domain. Apart from this, there is a large number of content which is directly available on public domain, and many organizations, even the reputed organizations, they're directly putting their content into the on the internet through public domain, that it should be available for many people. Like you must have gone through the different websites like Pixabay, Pixels. So mostly they have the public domain content, so that you can use even without citation of the content. So now, if we compare, we can see the openness of the content. So for example, if you have been tasked with to find out some content from the internet, okay, so what you will prefer? So this is a comparison chart that which license is more liberal. So you can see at the bottom, we have the copyright, which is not open, but you can say you can use it with the proper permission of the original creator of the content. Like sometime we also use some of the lab videos. Say for example, the movement of amoeba. So we don't have the lab. So if we saw that video on YouTube or some other portals, we write an email to the author that we need that video for non-commercial purpose. So they give the permission. So this way you can use the copyrighted content, but under the proper permission of the original creator of the content. Then we have the share type of the license, which gives to the liberty that you can download the content and share the content, but you cannot modify that content, you cannot edit that content, you cannot translate that content, and even one license, that is the NCND, you cannot make money out of it. So again, if you go to the upper edge, we have a more liberal license, which gives you the liberty to remix, to share, and to remix. That you can download the content, you have the liberty to edit the content, to modify the content, to translate the content. Okay, so we have two types of licenses, that is non-commercial and non-commercial share alike. But share alike is a permission that if you use that content and develop something, then again you need to release that content into the similar license. And then we have the more liberal license, which gives you the liberty that even you commercialize the content, that gives you the liberty to share, to remix, and to commercialize the content. And we have that share alike licenses and then attribution licenses. And the upper end, we have the CC0, which is not basically the license, but if you want to write the public domain in the language of Creative Commons, so then you can write it as CC0 also, and you can write it copyright and then slash it. Okay, in the same way you can write it. CC0 is basically the public domain license. So then if you compare the copyright and the other copy left and the public domain, so copyright says all right reserved. You cannot use it. Sometime it is not written on that web page or maybe on that content. So not written mean by default it is copyright. Okay, as per law, if it's not, nothing is written, then by default it is copyright. Assume it as a copyright, which is has a very limited use to use that content. And then we have the Creative Commons license, which gives to the liberty as per the different licenses that you can use it. These are basically the permissions. So you don't need to ask to anyone that whether you are able to use, you wanted to use this one or not. You just use as per the permissions. Okay, and then we have this public domain, which is not basically the license, but we can say that the license has been expired and the content is available all. It belongs to all. Okay, so various religious books, you can say that we have the Quran. So all these are the public domain. It is the property of the public domain. You can recite any stanza correctly anywhere. You can write any stanza from out of these books is anywhere. So all this content is available under public domain. So now we will go to explore that how you can find out this type of content from the internet. So so Rahulji, now please switch on to my screen, which is I'm sharing.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So I hope all the viewers, you have noticed all the four, details related to the copyright. I have received a few comments in which you have mentioned that some slides are not visible, but I hope now everything is sorted and you know about the Copyright Act. Yes, Dr. Sharma, may please go ahead.
I have shared already shared my screen from the second end. If it is available to the viewers, so then I will proceed further.
Okay, please share it.
It's already shared.
Okay, technical team will bring it on the screen, please.
Okay, so for example, you may try, all the audience may try this one if they wanted, that how they can search the content, the copy left or the Creative Commons in content from the internet. So say for example, I'm looking something on the internet. So it's I have searched for the NCRT, as I said earlier. So I'm looking for NCRT, and then definitely we are going to images, that I'm looking some images from the NCERT. So hope you are able to see my screen. Is it?
Uh, I can see you.
Are you able to see my screen? I'm sharing it because I have logged from the two websites. So
Different
one is
devices. Okay. Yes, yes. Please go on.
okay. So say for example, uh, I'm looking something from the internet about the NCRT and the image. Then this is a Google browser actually. So you have the tool over there. It's written tools. If you click on this one, so sub menu will also be open. Then we have the usage right. If you click on this one, you will find that what are the images that you are looking for. You are looking for Creative Commons or the commercial images. If you click on the uh, Creative Commons images, now as per the metadata, all these images are under the Creative Commons license. But it is the duty of the subject matter expert to find out whether this images belongs to out of 6 what licenses, which license they belong to. So for example, I need this image. Okay, so if I click this image, so let's find out from there from where this image is actually coming. So you can see this image is coming from the Wikimedia.
We have received a few messages, during the chat. A
Okay.
few users are not able to see. I request a technical team, would you please look into the matter so that they may see the presentations which is shared by Dr. Sharma. Yes, please, so that it will be easy for them to understand what he is trying to explain, because it is very important for all of us to know about the
So
Copyright
let
Act. It
me
is.
reshare again
Yes, please, please.
that one.
May
Okay.
please reshare it
So
for all the viewers,
maybe there were some issues. So.
because this session is very important for all the stakeholders of this session, those who are content creators, those,
So are you
who,
able to see now? Yes.
yes, now we can see.
Okay.
And
So what I was saying that I'm searching some image with the tag NCRT. So I got all these images. Okay. So now you have, there is a one tab is there. It's a written tools. If you click on this one, then sub menu will be appearing over there. And then you can choose from here the Creative Commons images. Okay. So if you click on this one, so now you are getting all the Creative Commons images. But which license it belongs, that if you click on this image, it will be landing on that particular page where you can find the license, that which license it is available. So in this way, if you are looking some images that the Creative Commons images, so you can search it on the browser and then go to the tool and then choose from here that from where this image, what type of images you are actually wanting, whether it's the Creative Commons or the other type of images. So these images you need to actually see that what these images are. Okay, so say for example, this one is also coming from the Wikimedia. So we can say that Wikimedia is the biggest repository having the open source images. Okay, so then say for example, if I'm looking simple tag, because now we have a lot of portal that have all these free images. Say for example, about the flowers, because it's a common tag. So again, go to tools and go to Creative Commons, and then you will see that these images, this is coming from the Pixel, this is from the Pixabay, this is the public domain images, again the Pixel, the Pixabay, Pixair. So all these Pixel, Pixabay, Pixair, all these basically the open content libraries where you can actually find out the different type of free and open source images. Apart from this, if sometime you are looking for some background music, so then maybe when we are developing actually any program, we are definitely uploading it on the YouTube or on other social media platforms. Okay, so if you use the background music which is a copyright, so definitely you have issues regarding this. So might be you are encountering with this one. If you take the sound from royalty-free sound from this is one of the website. There is a large number of websites which are available. So it hosts the royalty-free music. So then you won't have any problem. If you wanted to upload that music on Facebook, on YouTube, so you don't have any issue regarding the background music. So come here and find out the to go to the browse and search for free music. It's a small icon is there. Just keep it open. So now all this is the free music. So say for example, if you wanted to use this music, so just click on the download and you have to give the attribution. It says that you have to give the attribution according to this one. Okay, that you have taken this from this website, the ventsound.com. Okay, so it is already written that you can use this free music free in your videos if you're uploading it on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So you will not have that problem. So it's better to have open source. It's better to have your own actually, but if you don't have, then it's better to have the open source or the Creative Commons license. Now let's go to the Creative Commons website. So for example, you have some content, okay, and you wanted to release that content under Creative Commons license. So come to Creative Commons website and click on to share your work. If you reach here, get started. You don't need to go to any lawyer. You simply come to this Creative Commons website. Now, what is your intention? What type of license you are looking for? So it's just two clicks. Whether you allow the adaptation of your work to be shared. If you say yes, the second question is whether you allow the commercial use of your work. If you say yes, so this is the license. It means it's attribution license that you wanted that your work will be shared and you can also people can also commercially exploit it. So this is a license. If you say no, not commercially, so then your license will change. Just click over there. So now it is attribution non-commercial license. If you say no, I will not allow the adaptation of my work, no one can translate or edit my work, so then it is non-derivative. And if you say it's yes, they may allow commercially, so then this is the attribution license. But if you say yes, as long as others share alike, so then you have the share alike license. And again, if you say no, so it's a non-commercial non-share alike share alike license. So this way, just do click and you will get your license. But whatever license you will choose, say for example you wanted to choose this share alike license, so just scroll down. So this HTML tag is ready. So basically this HTML tag, say for example you have your own blog and you have uploaded some content over there, or you have your own websites. So then if you put this HTML tag, because it's the HTML tag, so definitely it will be a method only HTML page, which is a website page. So then your license will automatically be available over there. But if you have any offline content, or maybe you are developing some videos, okay, so then you actually need to write in that video somewhere in the attribution or somewhere, maybe at the last when we give the acknowledgement that I'm releasing this video under Creative Commons license. And if you have the soft copy, say for example you have written some article which you don't want to publish it in any journal, but you want that it should be available to everyone, what under Creative Commons license, okay, whatever license you want to choose. So simply, say for example, if this license, then download this image and give hyperlink this license. Okay, why hyperlink? Because now you understand that what is CC by SA, but general people didn't understand what is CC by SA. So if they click on this hyperlink, so it will give the meaning that what this CC by actually is saying. So it's saying that you share, you can copy and redistribute the material in any medium or format and adapt. You have the liberty to remix, transform, and build upon the material. Okay, so that's why we need to give that hyperlink. But if you have that website, then better to embed this code. What's the difference of using this one and this one? Because this will have that all the metadata, and this is the 3-layered structure. Okay, the one layer is human readable. I'm able to read this CCBY essay. Okay, but I'm not a normal human which not be able to understand this tag. So this is a machine readable. And third one is the metadata which is embedded with this one. As I said that I searched for the flower, then how this browser know that I need to fetch the flower from the different websites, because it is the metadata that is uploaded with that tag on the different flower on different websites. Okay,
Okay.
and this is actually the difference between the two. So
Okay.
this is about my discussion today,
Okay.
that you are since you are developing this content, it might be you are going to develop the content. So if you have not followed these licenses, you are not aware of these licenses, from now onward you should use the content only which is available, only free or available under these licenses, so that you should not have any issue in the future, or maybe your organization should not have any issues regarding this one. Okay,
Right, right. Agreed,
so
agreed.
if you have any question, quickly we can go through, because the script part will be dealt
Right,
by Dr. Nidhi Singh.
right,
So
right.
over to
Agreed.
you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for informing us, to be make us aware about the Copyright Act, which is very important for all the content creators. Now we understand what is Copyright Act, but now we have the script, we have the content to be produced. So for this next session of next 45 minutes, I would like to invite on screen Dr. Nidhi Singh. And I request all the participants, those who have joined us, may please be ready with your questions and queries. At last, we'll try to take some questions, and we have Dr. Yashpal as well, so they may try to answer all your queries. Dr. Nidhi would like to invite on screen. May please start your session. Okay, would you please unmute yourself? Dr. Nidhi, would you please unmute yourself? I think she told us that she is unable to unmute. Okay, technical team, would you please look into this?
Okay, thank you, Rahul.
Please.
And namaste to everyone. And good afternoon. I think no, it's still a morning. So we had previous to this, we had a session by Dr. Yash, where we got to know about the copyright issue and what license we have to follow, and what nitty-gritties we have to take in mind while we are taking up any content from the internet or anybody else's content we are taking for creating our e-content. And why we are very much focusing on creating e-content, copyright issue and all those things is that because during COVID time, we got to know that this mode of online mode of teaching learning is also important. And when there is a crisis time or otherwise also we have been choosing blended mode of learning, in that we have face-to-face mode, as well as we can go online, few things we can go online mode. So it is very important for us to have a knowledge of how to create a content and how to utilize our content. So it is altogether very important to understand how to utilize this content. And for that, creation of e-content is a very important thing. And moreover, we all know that the government aims to launch 200 channels, TV channels, in a month or so. And for that, we require e-content, educational e-content, for telecasting these videos on various TV channels. And every state, every union territory, and the autonomous organizations like KVS, NVS, NIOS, CBSE, and these organizations, everybody, these have to start their own educational TV channel. And for that, e-content is very important. because that is what we are going to telecast on our TV channels. So like NCRT has been doing, like NIOS also has been doing its live, and previously also, all the states UTs have to telecast these videos on their TV channels, depending upon their content from depending upon their state textbooks or whatever textbooks that they are using, and also in their own language. I mean the language being used in the state or UT. So it can be Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Bangla, Gujarati, any language. It can be Assamese, any language it can be, which is being used in their own state and UT. And this is very important because now we want to provide e-content or educational content to all the children of this country and all the learners of this country in their own mother tongue also. So this is what the NEP 2020 also talks about. One of the facets of NEP 2020 is also this, and the RTE also, the right to education also, says that we have to provide education to all the individuals, and if possible in their mother tongue. So creation of e-content is another facet where we can provide education to the learners all across the country in their own language, depending upon their textbook that they are reading. So if we focus on the presentation that we have, I will quickly can I have the first slide? I mean, just after the title slide. Can I have the slide, please? Instructional design, as we know, many of us know that instructional design is, in simple terms, it is the way, in a manner in which instruction is being imparted or delivered to the learners of whom we are targeting. So it's just a process, or just a way, manner in which any information is being delivered or being instruction is being imparted, covering a particular topic to the learners. Next slide, please, because no, I think we have skipped lots of slides. So please stick to this only. Okay, so please stick to this. We have for instructional design, we have ADDIE model. Many of us know that it is just a simple model that shows that how what are the stages that we require to develop an e-content. And for developing an e-content, it is very important to have, or the prerequisite to have, is the script that we have. And without script, it is very difficult to create an e-content, and it is always better to have a script. And when we are looking at the whole process of production, that is from script to the screen, or from where we start, we are writing a script, and then we are leading to finally the production process is over and the program is out to be disseminated through television or through internet mode or through any other medium. So when we are looking at the whole process of production, the first is the first stage, or broadly the stage in which we can divide the whole process, is the pre-production stage, the production stage, and the post-production stage. So in pre-production stage, we have this identification of the topic, and then script writing and storyboarding. Then we have production, where actual recording of the video is being taken place. And then the post-production refers to editing and then reviewing process also. And then finally the video is out. And so for pre-production stage, it is when we are identifying the topic, and in this case, while we are trying to develop video as per the textbooks or any particular educational theme we have, depending upon any subject. So we have to focus on the chapters that are being covered through our textbooks, and that we are going to cover through our TV channels also. If we are talking about the 200 TV channels, or otherwise also, we have to focus, because it is educational content. So we have to focus our content or script on the topic that we are going to cover through that chapter or a particular, concept, and then we have to go about it. Then we also need to identify the, can I have the next slide, please? Then we also need to have this expert. We have to identify the expert. So it is very important that we have a good expert, and who can deliver the content in a nice, proper manner. Can I have the next slide, please? The technical team. Yes. Next slide. So yes. So when we have identified the topic that we are going to cover, and we have also identified the expert who is going to deliver, who is going to present, to be very important, to be simple manner, who is going to present the script. It is very important to have a nice, good script. And how a good script is formed. A good script has the following format that you can see in the on the screen. It has to be, we have to cover the format, we have to cover the language, we have to see the language in which we are going to deliver. Then we also have to see the flow of writing. Then we have to also see the interactivity process. I mean, the element is there or not. And we have to see the target audience whom we are going to target. So format is very important, because we are going to deliver the topic in which format. I mean, it is, first of all, it is audio, video. Here we are talking about video. Then we want to have it in a, drama form, or maybe narration form, or maybe, documentary form, or maybe animation form, or, two people are there in a role play kind of thing, or group discussion we want to have, or some interactive, so lots of group is there, lots of people are there, and then we have to, interact with them, or you want to demonstrate a particular topic. So, all these type of formats that I am talking about, these need to be taken care of while we are trying to understand or trying to develop a particular script. Say, for example, if we want to produce a video on some science experiment. So what we can do, it is very easy, and it is very important to show the demonstration in that. For social science also, we have few topics that require, and that will be very good if we demonstrate the things. So say, for example, if I say that in geography, if you, or if you want, or in economics also, if you want to explain what is crop rotation, what is mixed cropping, so you can demonstrate it by that. How erosion takes place, you can demonstrate. Then if in history you are trying to explain a particular topic, then somebody can become one, a king or queen, or one freedom fighter, and another one can become, another student can become another person, maybe, from a person from a British time, the rulers, or somebody like that, or two conversation between two freedom fighters at that point. It's round table conference, or all those things, treaties that used to happen. So you can create one of the learners can be, one of the learners can become another person can become another person, and you can have that conversation dialogue form also. You can create a video depending upon that. It can also have some topics also require animation. So for that, animated videos can be created, especially for students at the primary level, or young students, learners. Animation works a lot. You can also use Puppet for that animation, I mean, for that format. So for that, we have to take care of the format, we have to take care of the language in which the students will understand, and then the target audience, that they are students, of which stage, and then for higher stage or lower stage. And then if they are for lower stage, we can have more of storytelling embedded in that. We can start from a story and then we can go for, facts and the definitions that we have. So all these things have to be kept in mind. Then story, this is the program brief that you can see on the screen. The way we have a, tag or, iCard that we have, or the Aadhaar card we have. So basic information about an individual is given there. So similar to that, this program brief is there, which gives a, brief idea about what is there in the script. So we generally use program brief along with the script, so that a group of person with whom we will be working can understand. Anybody who sees the script need not read the whole script thoroughly before understanding what is it all about. But the program brief will be helpful in understanding that what all we have dealt with in the whole script. So it is title of the program, series title, theme and sub-theme, subject, language, duration, class, age group, target audience, presentation format, objectives, content coverage, synopsis, and then production type, treatment. All these things we generally put it before a page is there, before the script is there. And then looking at this program brief, we will be able to understand that what all things are there in the basic information about the script. Next slide, please. So can I have the next slide, please? So this is the format of a script. So when we are writing a script, we have to, be very clear that what we want to show on the screen and what we have to put it in the audio. So for example, when we are writing any script, suppose this is the script of one of the videos that was developed in CIT. And all those things, and so we divide the whole page into two columns. One will have audio, one will have visual. Somebody asked me a question that is it mandatory to have audio in the left side and visuals in the right side? No, it is not mandatory. It's just for our understanding that it can be either way. It can be in the right side or in the left side. You have to be clear that, and it has to be clear that how it is going to be written. So suppose in one column we have audio. So whatever we are going to speak is written in the audio side. Anything, some exclamation with exclamation mark, or some, anything that has to come in audio. The background music will also be put it in the audio section. And then whatever we want to be seen on the screen has to be written in the visual column. So if we are going to show any diagram, it has to be written there. If we are going to show the narrator, it has to be written there. The narrator is seen like the way it is written in the this format also. So I would make it. I would like to share, one of my experiences. I will, we are used to of taking classes, and we have so many experiences of, somebody can have experience of 15 years, 20 years or more of teaching. But what happens when we switch on to a studio medium where we have 4 lights focusing on our face,
right.
One camera is there, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are there focused looking at you. So, the medium changes, the mode changes. So you get nervous. So you can be a very good teacher, very fluent teacher while you are teaching in your class, but you may not be that good when you are trying to record a video, because the setup has changed, right, and you become conscious. So it is always better to write down whatever you want to speak. And with my experience, I can tell you, while we were recording videos in CIT during COVID time, we had to record, content in a mass product. We had to mass produce the videos. So what we used to do, we were having recording in our proper studios with soundproof walls and all. But at some of the setups were made where we did not have that soundproof wall and everything, because we had to produce lots of videos in a very short duration of time. So we used to record in, in some of the vacant room, and then the room which was not being used for any other purpose, and we used to record the video. So initially 2 videos I recorded without the script, just the presentation in point-wise form was there. But then what happened, and it was being shown on the teleprompter. It can be teleprompter or any screen, computer screen can also be there. So what used to happen, somebody started a bike. Somebody was going somewhere. So I had to stop because that audio used to come when in the recording also. Then I again started. Then what happened? Sometimes this NCRT is located at a place near to nearer to the this airport. So once the plane used to take off, or it used to disturb us. So I had to stop several times. And you know what happened? In between, I used to forget what I was talking about. So the sentence formation got disturbed, and I had to repeat the sentence twice or thrice. And I that whole defocusing got, I got defocused. So the camera person also had to cut time and again, and I had to also stop, and I could not figure out where I was. So it is always better to have a script written, everything, whatever you want to speak written. You can always add, 1 or 2 lines you can add. But it is always better to have everything written on the screen, and then it can be scrolled and you can keep on speaking about that. And script is also important. Why? Because I may be the presenter or the subject expert, but I may not be the editor. So the editor needs to understand that yes, okay, here I have to put a diagram, or I have to put a background music, or I have to put a map or something like that. Otherwise, what happens? Editors are not subject experts, right? So they don't understand where do they have to put the diagram or map or something like that. So that is very important. So script is very important, and it is always good to have a script which has a simple language. That means we do not have to flaunt our vocabulary of any language, right? We have several other exams for that. But then we have to understand that what we are going to deliver is very important. And we are producing a video to explain a content, a topic that has to be very nicely understood. And the whole purpose is that the children understand that. And therefore we should use some simple languages. So for in English or in any language, also we have a complicated word for a particular connotation, and then we have simpler word also. So when we are using a simpler word, it is always easily understood by the learners. So we have to keep that in mind. So
in short, we can say like this, that in mass communication, teachers told to the students that is there a slight difference between languages? So most of the students said, no sir, it is very simple to write. But then they correct them. There is a difference between writing for a newspaper and writing for a television. So as you rightly mentioned that you are a good teacher in the classroom, but you may not be well versed about the camera, about the studio. So it is all about how to express the example or the experiment of science, what you're talking about. So I think it is really helpful for all the content creators, those who have joined us. And I can see in the meeting room there are several teachers, those who tries to click the picture on the screen when presentation flashes. So I request both my presenters, please share your presentation to all the stakeholders, those who have joined us, so that they may keep the record. And if they miss any slide, they will be the record of this same presentation. Right?
Sure.
Please go on.
We will be sharing this presentation to everyone. Please don't worry.
Great. Perfectly fine. Please go on.
Yeah. So it is very important. We were talking about a script. So it is very important to have a good script with simple language in it. another important point is that we have to make the script interesting. So how to make the script interesting? Because the video is a one-way medium. We have to keep that in mind, and it can be used in a blended mode. You can use that video in your classroom before any lecture you deliver, or after you have delivered a lecture. But it can also be used for example, I said that for the telecast on TV channels. So you can make this video very interesting. So how to make that video interesting? Otherwise, it will be very boring. So we also had interesting lectures. We also had boring lectures. Some teachers were I'm not saying, but yes, I am also a teacher,
Right.
and I have also attended so many classes. But some of the teachers were very good while they used to deliver a lecture or any class, and some were not so interesting, and it was very boring in the class to attend their class. And many of us also must have bunked the classes also because the teacher was not interestingly teaching. So we have to keep in mind that similar thing can happen with a video also. If the students find it interesting, they will watch the video. If they do not find it interesting, they won't watch the video. So how to make the video interesting? Suppose we have any topic. We can start the topic with some story maybe, or we can show a clipping, or maybe newspaper. We can read out 2-3 lines of newspaper related to that, and then we can start the explanation of topic accordingly. Or what we can do, we can put the some story or something in between the script after we have talked about it a bit, about the topic, and then we can put all these information, fact, etc. in between. Then we can also have some video embedded in it, some clipping or some calamity, or suppose I'm talking about flood maybe. So what I can do, I can show a video clipping of flood that has taken place, recent flood, but it should be copyright. You have to take care of that. Any video clipping, any picture that we are taking, any information that we are trying to share with the help of our video has to be copyright free. And therefore we had a session which is very important to include, to keep in mind while we are preparing any e-content. It can be a copyright-free map, it should be a copyright-free picture, video, any clipping, any information we have. And we are now these days we are very fond of clicking picture because we have the smartphone,
Right.
and we can have lots of pictures in our phones. But then, and we try to share to our social media platform or any video, etc. But we have to keep in mind, we have to take permission of any individual particularly before sharing that picture. So it is very important, because sometimes we can land up in some trouble, legal trouble, while we are putting we are clicking anybody's video or picture, or taking anybody's video, and then we are putting in on various platforms. So we have to keep that in mind. I was talking about how to make the video interesting. So we can put some pictures, we can put some related video clippings, we can put some, a map related to that. We can have some interesting news about that, and we can read out the news, and then we can make that video interesting. And please try to make the script or the video, and then subsequently the video also little not very bookish, as I said, and in a little interactive manner. Interactive in the sense, yes, it is a one-way medium, but you can ask questions, you can wait for a pause, 2-3 seconds pause, and then you can answer. You can tell the learners through the video that you can do this activity, following activity, this activity with related to any topic that you're talking about. So this will spark some interest in the within the learners to watch the video and do the activity related to that. So these are some of the points how we make our script interesting. And then when we record the video, then the video also becomes interesting. And what else? Yes, as I told earlier also, that when we are writing a script for the learners of lower age group, it is always better to have little less information in one episode of the video, and it should have more of stories, little fun activity, some joke, some funny activity we can perform. We can have some demonstrations, not only in science subjects but for kids also. Suppose you are talking about colors, various colors, so you can take an apple and show red color, or you can take a banana, show a banana and see show, okay, this is yellow in color, this is yellow, or something related to that. You can make a small a chart of it, and you can show on your screen, or you can take some objects and you can show. In this manner, the learners will also get to know that, okay, what is this object? This is an apple, it looks like this. This is a banana, this is a yellow in color. So the object will also be identified, and the color will also be identified. And this is how we teach in the classes also. It has to just be transcended or translated into the video format, so that it can be have the same feeling that we have in the class, and it can be interesting also. So these are some of the tips that I can give you with my experience also.
Great.
How a good script is written, and then when we have a good presenter, very well versed in the language and speaking also, then it adds on, and then that is the production state where we actually record the video, and it should be well lit, it should be soundproof, and yes, and the camera should be in line with your eye level, and otherwise it won't be look very interesting also. Because the presenter is looking somewhere, the camera is at another level, so it has to be there. And once the video is recorded, the production stage, remember the second stage that I was talking about, then we come to the third stage, that is post-production, where we have editing and then reviewing process also there. In editing, we embed sound, we embed background music, we embed pictures, we embed graph, chart, whatever we want, text also, the important definitions, important time periods, numbers can be put in text along with the presenter. So suppose I am presenting suppose I'm talking about some definition, so the text can be written besides, suppose I am being seen on the same screen, the text can also be seen. So that happens, or I can be removed from the screen, and important graph, chart can be seen on the screen, full screen. So generally what we have is that only 25% of the video can be of 30, not more than 30 minutes in any case. So it is always better to have 15 to 20 minutes video, and we can divide the chapter in 3-4 videos or 2 videos depending upon the length of the chapter or the amount of information is being covered. So suppose we have a 25 minutes video or 20 minutes video, so try to show the presenter not more than for 25%. So for the 25% of the 20 minutes can have the presenter seen on the screen, and rest the graph, chart, picture or text or something, video can be seen on the screen to make it very interesting. I mean, the video interesting. And at the end, we can have some questions or some activity that we can tell the learners, so that the learners can do it, or you can have a recap kind of clip, a little bit 1 minute recap of what we have learned in this video, so that children are able to recap, what they have gone through. And then you can ask few questions and let them do it. You can answer a few and then you let them do it, and that will also spark some interest in them to look into the textbook, or think over. You can give some activity. You can also show a book related to that, or any interesting thing if you have with you related to that topic. Then or you can refer to them to some other website, or some other, you can tell them about any institution that works related to this topic, so that they can be more interested in that topic, and they can go visit that place, or watch that, or do that activity, or solve few questions related to that. So this is how we make a video interesting. So it has to have a script, good script, then a good presenter, then editing should be proper. Then it has to be reviewed also, because reviewing is very important. We have a review process. We adopt a review process during after the script is written. Then we also have a preview after the whole program is produced, and then we also share the video with the experts of that particular subject, so that they can again analyze it with the that content point of view, that whether the this a video is ready for telecast or not. Because once it is being telecast, you cannot stop people. Anybody can click the video, and it's an age of it's a digital age, right?
Right.
So once and we are talking about sharing it through various platforms, internet, TV medium, and all. So once it is being telecast, or once it is in a public domain, you cannot stop people from saying anything. Anybody can tag you, anybody can counter question you. And it has to be kept in mind that the script should not, the content should not hurt anybody's sentiments, be it any class, caste, or religion, or region, or a maybe gender, gender, any social group, or especially differently abled children also. So differently abled people should also be kept in mind while we are preparing any content. So it should not hurt anybody's sentiments. After all, we are here to deliver an educational content, and we are preparing an educational content, and it has to be focused on the topic that we are covering, and it has to cater to all the learners of different caste, creed, religion, language, region, any uh, uh, affiliation that they have. So we have to keep in mind, and on these grounds only the review process is also done. So we have a parameter here, and we get all the videos reviewed as per that parameter. And once it is okayed by the expert, then only we disseminate that video. So this is the whole journey of how we go from script to screen. That is how we write the script, and then how the whole journey of production and editing and reviewing, and then going that script to the screen, that is being telecast or being shared through any internet-based platform. Rahul, do we have any question?
I just sent a message to all the viewers. May please send your queries and questions if any. But yet I don't have received any questions. But it is very interesting to know about the program flow. What kind of a script do we have, and what kind of arrangements we have. It is an entire media class for all the stakeholders, all the teachers, all the content creators. We have still 5-7 minutes, so I request everyone, if you have any questions or queries, feel free to send us. We have Dr. Yashpal and Dr. Nidhi, so that they may answer all your queries, all your concerns. Dr. Yashpal, this is the time of conclusion, so hardly I have 2 minutes for you, please.
Thank you, Rahul, very much. So we have this session on script to screen. So basically we have the different parameters, that how you can convert whatever the content we have into script, and then how you put it towards the screen to making a beautiful and good and video. So definitely the first part is relevant to the copyright issues that we have, because this is a very serious issue in
Right.
this field,
Dr.
especially
Yash,
the content development.
would you please switch
So,
on your camera? Switch on your camera, please, from your mobile phone. Dr. Yash, can you hear me?
okay, so because
Please.
the copyright issue is totally the concern for the e-content development. So we should go through the different Creative Commons licenses that we have. So it is better to have your own content. If not, then if you're taking anything from the internet, then please follow this Creative Commons license, because large number of content is freely available along with the background music that we have discussed. So have this content, and if you are sharing that content further again, so then please follow the rule whatever it is have and give the attribution. So this is how, and you can see download the content from the internet, we have already discussed.
Okay.
And as Rahul ji have said, we definitely, our presentation will be reaching to you. So if you have any question, you may ask.
Great,
Thank you,
great.
Rahul ji.
Perfectly fine. Thank you, Dr. Yash Paul, for joining us. And yes, Dr. Nidhi, I have a question for you, that how to prepare a video script for abstract concepts and to make it interesting. This is the question for you. Dr. Nidhi, can you hear me? I think she has joined from mobile phone. Technical team, would you please unmute her user? Dr. Nidhi, can you hear me now? I think my voice is not, traveled to her so far. And another question I have received, how to do video editing as content creator or expert and editor are different persons. Yes, it is a pertinent question in this platform. एक position होती है.
Yes, I can unmute.
Oh, please carry on.
Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry.
I think there is some issue with her internet connection. Her video is freezed. So as we are talking about three different persons, those who need to come together to produce meaningful content for the students. Yes, it is a difficult task, but there is a position of a coordinator. So the coordinator is very important. और मैं आपको ये क्या कहूँगा कि ये आप बेहतर जान पाएंगे. You can decide who can do this job better. ताकि हम सब एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर रहें एंड वी कैन मेक कंटेंट मीनिंगफुल फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स. ये एक इन शॉर्ट आंसर हो सकता है. और आपके जो भी क्वेश्चंस रहेंगे, डॉक्टर यश पॉल और डॉक्टर निधि, दे आर जस्ट अ कॉल अवे फॉर यू. और उनके जो प्रेजेंटेशंस हैं वो भी आप तक ज़रूर पहुंचेंगे. मैं उसकी अरेंजमेंट करने की कोशिश करूंगा और कोशिश को मैं अपनी कामयाब करने का प्रयास करूंगा. ऐसा मेरा वादा है, जैसे मैं निभाने का भी प्रयास करूंगा. हाउ टू डेवलप ई कंटेंट इन जस्ट 2 days लेफ्ट फॉर इन सर्विस कोर्स पार्टिसिपेंट्स. ये थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट टास्क है. यहाँ पर हम सब बचपन में पढ़ते आते हैं कि काम समय चाल समय के सवाल जब हमारे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में आते हैं कि एक काम को 4 लोग इतने दिन में करते हैं, तो एक दिन में ख़त्म करने के लिए कितने लोग लगाने होंगे. तो ये आप बेहतर डिसाइड कर पाएंगे. कॉपीराइट फ्री विषय वस्तु प्राप्त करने के लिए कोई विशेष वेबसाइट यदि हो तो कृपया सूचित करें. देवेंद्र जी, इसका विवरण इस वीडियो में ही है. ये वीडियो हमारे NCERT इवेंट्स के ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल पर सेव रहने वाला है. इस वीडियो को आप देख सकते हैं. और जो प्रेजेंटेशंस हैं डॉक्टर यश की, वो भी आप तक पहुंच जाएंगी. तो वहाँ पर ये पूरी जानकारी आपको मिलेगी. फ़िलहाल अब समय की अपनी सीमाएं हैं, समय के अपने बंधन हैं. आप सब हमारे साथ जुड़े. भारतवर्ष से मैंने देखा मुंबई से भी लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, मैसूर से लोग, चंडीगढ़, पटियाला. तो आप सभी को मैं आप जुड़े हमारे साथ, आपने अपना समय दिया, उसके लिए थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग विद अस. We had a session of Dr. Yash Paul Sharma on the copyright issues and Dr. Nidhi Singh from script to screen. So this was the session which we brought to you. The topic of discussion is e-content development, script to screen, and copyright issues in development of e-contents for KVS teachers. मैं आप सब से यहाँ विदा लूँगा. आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत आभार कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े. और आपके कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हो, क्वेरीज हो, फील फ्री टू राइट अस. जो भी हमारा नंबर भी है 8800440559, इस पर भी आप हमसे संपर्क कर सकते हैं. मैं आप सबसे विदा लूँगा और चलते चलते एक बहुत ज़रूरी अनाउंसमेंट विच इज़ रिलेटेड टू द टेक्स्ट बुक्स. NCERT's textbooks for 2023-2024 are available throughout the country. These textbooks may be purchased directly from NCERT sales counters located in New Delhi, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Kolkata, and Guwahati. These sales counters will be functional on all the weekdays, including budgeted holidays, Saturdays and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. You may also place order for the books online from our website ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in, and these books will be delivered at your doorstep with no delivery fee. And if you want the soft copy of the books in the PDF version, can also be downloaded free from NCERT, Diksha, ePathshala website and mobile application. You may also refer our website ncert.nic.in for the authorized vendors list. So this was the announcement related to the textbooks. इसी के साथ मैं अपना ये कार्यक्रम यहाँ समाप्त करूँगा. आप सबसे मैं विदा लेता हूँ. आप सब हमारे साथ जुड़े उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत आभार. नमस्कार.